What's up, everybody? My Movcan V30 Max has arrived from California by way of China. I didn't see any online reviews for the Max version of this bike. I think it's a new model. Here you go, V30 Max. Black, made in China, like most of them. So this is supposed to be a 1500 watt nominal, 2000 watt peak motor on this one. That's why I got this bigger version, and it's a dual battery, so we'll see what it can do with me on it. And time to get it open and get it put together. Get this thing open. Very strong. I guess this thing weighs about 100 pounds. There's 100.3 pounds on the side. Pretty substantial bike. Got a chain lock, some pedals, which apparently you don't use too much on these kind of bikes. Came with a toolkit, that's nice, even though I got plenty of tools here. I am an aircraft mechanic. For 20 years, that's my job. Some foot pegs, so I guess it's going to be set up to possibly have a rear passenger. Put all this stuff aside. License plate holder. I'm not sure if this bike has a VIN number or not, but I guess you could put a funny license plate or something on the back of this if you wanted to. I got an instruction manual. Maybe this is the charger. Yes, it is. 54.6 volts, 2 amps. I figured it would come with this charger, so I went ahead and bought a couple 3 amp chargers. I'm no e-bike expert. Not sure if you're supposed to do that, but 2 amps is kind of weak, so I didn't want to push it. They sell 4, 5, 6 amp chargers, but I got the 3 amp chargers in another box up there. Give that a try first. Bust my ass using these. The other side has staples. Take a look at this first. You never know what kind of tires you're going to get on these things. I've seen this bike with at least 3 different tires on it. So I didn't know what I was going to get. So see, it came with the Kenda tires. Kenda tires is a good brand of tires. They make motorcycle tires also. 160 millimeter rotors here on the front. Slightly disappointing. I was hoping to get 180 millimeters, but always something I can upgrade. The bike was, I actually bought this bike for one reason, is it might be fun for a little while, but it was also cheap enough that I could start upgrading it pretty fast. Got nice mag wheels though, and a completely flat tube. All right, set this aside. Guess what? Came with the second 2 amp charger. As for those dual batteries. So I have 4 chargers now all of a sudden. Came with a phone holder. Hope that fits my S23. Well, that's about it for in the box. Don't see anything else here. Let me show you how they got the bike all packaged up. Looks like they did a real nice job. I see there's a bike pump here on the back, which is a good thing because my compressor is outside in another building. Got a nice headlight. And those tires actually say Kenda Crusade on them. Haven't seen those particular tires. Let's get all this foam off of here, and we'll get a better look at it. I figured you might want to see some more of this unpacking. So here's the pump they gave us. That's going to come in handy, like I said. Found a kickstand. Looks like all the rest of the e-bike kickstands. We'll have to see where that mounts. Got plastic fenders. Some people say these are better because they rattle less and they don't make as loud of sounds when the rocks hit them. And I'll have to see about that. Plenty of zip ties to cut. Movcan. Branded. There was at least 2 manufacturers that sell this bike, or sold this bike in the past. The V30 single battery version, and there was a dual battery version that had a little bit weaker motor, or maybe a weaker controller. They claim this one is 1500 watts nominal. I don't know if they've done that using the controller or if they've actually put a stronger motor on there. That I have no idea. I will show you guys what it says on the motor when I get there. A little warm out here in my garage. There's only one air conditioning vent out here. I opened the door, but not early enough to let it cool down. Meanwhile, getting my energy going. Let me show you these mirrors I bought off Amazon. Real nice look to them. Carbon fiber. These are the Zacro brand mirrors. Definitely worth it so far for the price. think they were in the low 20s. It's very reasonable. This must be where the pegs mount. If you guys notice my red skin, I got pretty bad eczema. Empty box. These were probably the pegs fell out because the top was open. Got some foam protection on the Shimano shifter here. Got the guard, doesn't seem to have taken any hits en route, which is nice. Oh, found the keys. Zip tied up under here. That's good. I want to get these batteries off. They appear to only be halfway charged. Can't have that now, can we? So let me get the batteries off. Make it a little lighter to move it around, get the front wheel on it. Charging port. Let's see which one of these fits this. 50-50 chance. And I failed. Lock it, slide it forward. Boy, that's pretty heavy. These aren't giant batteries, but they're good sized batteries. 48 volt on this bike. Not sure if you can see that. 48 volts, 15.6 amp hours, 748.8 watt hours. And both batteries are supposed to be 15.6 amp hour capacity. So what's that give you? 31 or 32 amp hours. It's quite a bit of an increase over some of those 20 amp hour bikes. I figured I would need it since I'm so heavy. This one don't want to come off easily. Maybe I didn't unlock it all the way. Dark over here. Huh. Comes off easily when you unlock it. Let's see. 48 volts, 15.6 amp hours. Same size as the other one. Movcan. You know these e-bikes, a lot of them have such funny names, but this name isn't too bad. It says Superpower there on the side of the bike. Still heavy. Found out something interesting. I wanted to show you guys. This battery has the 3-pin charger, and the other gas tank looking battery has a 5mm charger. So that's fine if you're using the what they give you, because they actually give you one of each. So, but that might come in handy for somebody to know. It ain't gonna matter to me, because these 3 amp chargers I bought have all the different connector plugs. And there's the 3 one right there. I don't know what they call these, but adapters. This came upside down here, so I just took the cap off and flipped it over. So now I gotta find the right size to put the handlebars on. So I'll just give you a little update on that. I see people crank these things all the way up to max before they start ratcheting on stuff. These tiny little bolts, that's probably not a good idea. Actually, I'm certain it's not. I want to get an idea where I want those before I totally lock it down. Probably about around there somewhere. Let's do it, dude. Might have to tighten those by hand. I don't know if it's going to move or not. Now I can unwrap this little display. The last thing's still taped up. And it certainly is a little display. Probably a good thing. I've seen the reviews of the V20, V30, V60. Some of them have this display like this. Some of them have a big old display like this. And on Amazon, the advertisement didn't tell you what kind of display it came with. So, or the tires, what kind of tires it came with. So, we'll have to use it, see if it's a good display or not. But that's what we got with mine. About 3 or 4 inches, 2.5 inches. So functionality is probably the most important thing. Alright. I found a few more zip ties to cut. I'm going to cut those zip ties, and I believe the kickstand mounts. Let's see if we can see it. Ooh. Down here. There's a couple holes here. Gotta find the hardware for it though. Kickstand hardware is already installed on it. So I got some cheap Harbor Freight metric tools. I don't really work on metric too much, although a lot of the new cars have metric stuff. So 10mm, and you need a set of metric Allen wrenches. Alright, we're going to attempt to get this front tire on. Looks a little tricky. Some lock washers, or anti-rotation tabs, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to open these up as wide as I can. Actually, you know what? I might just take it off. It might make it even easier instead of fighting with it. Just hoping that brake rotor goes in the slot. sure which side that brake rotor goes on myself. So I'm gonna look at the back one to get an idea. Totally different in the back. Alright, I see what the problem is. There's a little keeper for the brake pads, keeping them apart. So you got to pull that out before you can slide that rotor in there. Now I think we'll be able to get it to go. Voila. So let's just put the little anti-rotation tangs in there. Make sure you get them in the hole. Thread these down. And we'll have to figure out what size they are to tighten them up. It's on there. Okay. When you ride your e-bike to Waffle House, it's good morning. Hello, I'm out here riding in the early AM, which I like to do because there's no cars. I'm actually doing a little bit of a range test for you guys. I guess I better show you the pedal assist speeds also. That's the headlight there. It's not quite bright enough in my opinion. It's good for up to about 20 miles an hour, 18 or 20. You get past that, you're pretty much out driving this light. You need something that goes a little bit farther range than this. So I'll probably add something on later. Alright, I rode the Movcan V30 Max all the way to Walmart. So I'm doing a little bit of a range test here. I already put 50 miles on this thing. When I left the house, well, now it's at 62 miles. So it took me, well, there you go, 11 and a half miles to get over here to Walmart. And the battery's still showing full, except for when I'm giving it the throttle, it's starting to drop down 1 bar. But when you let off, the voltage sag goes back up to full. I'm sure it's not full, but made it 11 and a half miles, and I certainly hope I'll be making it 11 and a half miles back to the house. So I'm riding at night. There's hardly any cars, so that's really cool. On the golf cart paths and stuff. That's what we need. Need some adapters so we can charge up. Nah, got plenty of range with these dual batteries here. So anyhow, I'll give you an update when I get back home. I don't really have a hands-free camera, so I got to use my phone. And yep, so kind of need the phone. I'm using the GPS too. All right. Came over here to racetrack, across the big highway, which was, I thought was gonna be crazy, but it wasn't. So get me a Pepsi or something before I go in here. Start heading back. It's all locked up. I wouldn't leave it for more than 5 minutes though. Well, the bike's still there after 5 minutes. The reason I said I wouldn't leave it for more than 5 minutes is all I have is that little cheapy lock that came with it. So I gotta buy some more serious locks. Even then, you watch the videos about the very best locks and they can still get them off in 15-20 minutes. So anyhow, went with Dr. Pepper instead of Pepsi. It's an old favorite of mine. So I stopped here. I'm gonna just give you a little acceleration top speed run. This is the last chance I have here. So this is after 25 miles of driving. This speedometer is pretty dead on accurate too. Cruise control kicked in. Let me slow down here so you'll be able to actually hear me. Anyhow, after 25 miles, I drove a little bit slow on the way to Walmart. I mean, because I wasn't sure. I'm 250 pounds, so I don't want to be stuck at Walmart with a dead battery. So I wanted to make sure I got there and still had good range left. So anyhow, I didn't do that on the way back. On the way back, I've been hammering it. I mean, full throttle, pedal assist 5, every opportunity that I got. So I really beat it up on the way back home here. So yeah, I'll get it home. I'll check the voltage and see what's left in the batteries. So I'm telling you, this bike is a beast. If you're somebody that's in the 180 pound range, this thing is gonna be a beast, because this thing can haul my big old tail around at 250 pounds with ease. So anyhow, let me get home here, see if I missed the trash man or not. Made it home, 28 miles, still showing 3 bars. I'll measure the voltage after I take the batteries off, and we'll see where we're at. I'll let you know. Alright, sun's coming up. It's a pretty nasty day. It's super humid here in Georgia, and it rained like all day yesterday, so everything's wet. So yeah, the bike got us test through quite a few puddles on the golf cart trails. So anyhow, I'm gonna take the battery off and measure the voltage. The combiner drains these down pretty accurately at the same voltage. I've checked them a couple times, and they exactly the same voltage on both of them each time. I just thought this was interesting. After 27 miles, showing green. I guess blue is full, green is not quite full. And the lower battery is showing just one bar down, one light down. So have to see how accurate that is. Let me measure the voltage here. Got the keys, take the battery off, then I'll show y'all. Alright, let's see what we got. 46.9 volts. I'll have to check the chart, but I think that is almost dead on 50% charge for this battery. And that's after 27 miles, and 12 of those were just full out hammering it. So this thing has a pretty significant range. I mean, you still might, if you ride this conservatively, you might get another 20 miles out of this. I think they claim 70 miles, but I could easily see, well, I saw one video where a guy did get 44 miles on his, but he had the 1,000 watt motor. This one has the 1,500 watt motor. so I figured I would do a little bit worse, plus I'm heavy. So, but yeah, I mean, in theory, yeah, should be able to at least get 40 miles out of this. I don't know how slow it goes after you get that far, but yeah, long range bike. There you go. Cruising down this terrible road. Suspension's pretty good on this bike. I can't complain, other than the rear shock kind of makes a popping noise, you know. I think it's just getting broke in, essentially. I mean, look, you can't hear it right now with all these bumps. So it's just when I first hop on, you hear a little click sound. It's a pretty stiff spring. It says 650 pounds or something like that on it. I don't recall it having any specific branding. So anyhow, I just drove you all over here to circle this lake. Speed bump. There's a little squirrel eating something. I was riding last night and there was a bunny rabbit. He was right in front of me, and I guess the headlights had him froze, so he wasn't moving. Wish I had a camera out at that moment. Little baby bunny. Anyhow, building a new house there. Actually, I haven't been back here in a while, and I've seen like 5 new houses that I haven't seen before. So yeah, enjoying the ride so far. So let me just sum it up. I know I didn't let y'all watch me finish the build, but really it was just really the front tire needed to be put on. Look at that, my blinkers on. You do got blinkers, but they don't make any noise or anything, so it's pretty easy to forget that it's on. I'd say it's probably a good thing it's on. A little bit more visibility. Maybe it'd be better if the right one was on. Anyhow, let's see. Can you get a look at that shock? 650 pounds. I don't see any brand. Same thing with the forks. The forks are not adjustable at all, like some of them are. It rides just fine. Got these Kenda Crusader tires, which Kenda makes a lot of motorcycle tires, so I know that's a good thing. And yeah, it's definitely a good looking bike, that's for sure. You know, it's got the Super 73 vibe going on, except for it's got twice as much power and more than twice as much battery. This is 31.2 or something amp hours. So yeah, because of my size and stuff, I'm planning to modify this with a front motor. Bafang made a front motor that had the mag wheels like that, but I can't find it available anymore. So if I ever find that one available again with the mag wheel, I'll be able to make it match. Otherwise, I might just have to do a little hybrid setup with a spoked wheel on the front. So yeah, you do whatever you want. It's your bike, right? That's another reason I bought this particular bike, besides the fact that it had a 1500 watt motor, peak 2000 watts. I bought this because it was pretty dang cheap, in my opinion. I know some people don't think $1,000 is cheap, but compared to some of the other bikes, this actually is a $1,500 bike, but it's been on sale 27% off on Amazon. So I got this for $1,075, I believe, which, man, that's a steal. So the display is actually pretty cool with the red and white. The only downsides to it is it doesn't show you the current or the wattage usage. All you get is this battery bar, and you get your pedal assist, but you don't really know how much current you're pulling at all. So I bought a voltmeter already to put here. I just need to figure out where I can wire it up to show me my voltage. So, but I'm definitely not gonna complain about it. I mean, it's a nice looking display, and the speedometer was within 1 mile per hour of the GPS, like at all times. So, good thing. Anyhow, hope you enjoyed the little bit I showed you about this Movcan V30 Max Superpower. I'm gonna put the video together, post it up, and then if you have any questions about it, I'll do my best to answer. Oops, forgot one thing, very important thing. These brakes are the Logan brakes, and I will tell you they work just fine. They are 160 millimeter rotors, hydraulic brakes. I will say, I feel like all the mass that's moving here with me on it and the bike on it, 350, 400 pounds. I got my 20. Oh yeah, I've been riding around with my 20-pound backpack on with a few tools in case something happens. So add that weight. I feel like it needs 180 millimeter rotors, but they do fine. You can still lock up the tires if you really grab them. You can still lock the tires right up. Where I wish they would perform a little bit better would be just on the casual pulling of them, when you're not really jamming them, when you're just slowing down. I wish they would just feel a little more reassuring. So that would be one of my only complaints, but definitely not a deal breaker by any means. This rear shock seems to have settled itself in after my riding. No more popping like it was. So I think it was just breaking in. Alright, time to get home. Got about 3 miles. No, not even that far. Probably 2 miles. Anybody can recommend a camera other than GoPro? I mean, GoPro would be great, I'm sure. But is there a cheaper camera that works relatively well? So I don't even know what a GoPro costs these days. I haven't looked it up. This is like a private neighborhood. I'm not even supposed to be in here. Look at this hill. I gotta watch my speed. Only got one hand and one brake. Bam! There you go. Now you got a little click out of that rear shock. Now you know what I'm talking about. I think that's just where the spring seats against the metal. It's metal against metal there. I mean, so might be one of my upgrades. I might get something maybe just slightly softer, but I don't know. I don't know about that, because it bounces pretty good with me on that 650-pound spring. I'm not sure that I actually want to go any lighter than that. So it might be too much. Maybe a 500 each pound one or foot-pound one or whatever it is. Oh, here we go. Got some deers. Dude, I'm not kidding. This is the deer country. And I was riding to Waffle House on this bike of all places, pick up some to-go Waffle House, and a deer, I'm not kidding you, he ran in front of me. I was going about 20. He crossed right there. I mean, right there, like 3 feet in front of the bike. And I did jam those brakes and locked them right up. So yeah, the brakes will do that when you need them. So just wish it had a little more on it while you're just lightly cruising. There's no adjustment on hydraulic brakes as far as I know. I guess you can bleed them. Yep, that's something. Little squirrels around here too. I have no idea if you guys can hear me whatsoever. I'm just using the phone mic. You're probably getting a lot of wind noise. There's another little lake. If you're not from Georgia, there is no natural lakes to speak of in Georgia. Every lake, look at that big old crane taking off. I don't know if you guys can see that. Big boy. Lakes in Georgia are, to my understanding, look at that giant house, all reservoirs. So Georgia has plenty of creeks and rivers, but no lakes. This is all uphill on the way back. Not super steep, but probably, I don't know, 5%. Comes a car. Yeah, it's all uphill there. Now you can see we're at the top of this hill. But it was still maintaining 18, pulling me up that hill. Yeah, that's after I'm at 31 miles now. Oh man, see, I do live in a hilly area here, so you see that big whoop-de-doo there? I gotta go down that and up that, and this is not a bike road, I'll tell you. I mean, it is, it's a 45, but when I'm telling you, people fly here, this kid at Subway told me he went 118 miles an hour on this road. I'm like, holy cow, dude. So yeah, I'm gonna get off here and make my run back to the safer streets. And all right. I thought I missed it. There's the trash truck coming around right now. Oh, I was gonna be in trouble with the wife. It's good to see him. I think they're running a little late because of this fog. So I had to come back again because I forgot to show you guys the pedal assist levels. I don't have a written format, and this is my first e-bike review, as I've mentioned. Anyhow, this is pedal assist 1. I'll have to stop each time because my camera, not hands-free. 6 miles an hour. Just want to cruise at a slightly above walking pace. It's got the half twist throttle, by the way, and it does have cruise control. Hold it for, I don't know, seems like about 5 seconds or something. Let's see if it'll do cruise on pedal assist 1. Yep, there you go. Cruise is on. Keeps cruising till you pull the brakes. Let's see. Got a cadence sensor on the pedals, so yeah, and it kicks in pretty quick. You know, I've seen some, I've heard about some bad ones that take forever to kick in, like a second or two. This is, let's see. Let's put it on pedal assist 2, and maybe you can hear when it kicks in. We'll do that part. Actually, let me pedal. Ready? A second, less than a second, and it's brings us up to 10, 12, 13. Pedal assist 2. 12 or 13. Not level terrain, so that's one thing. I don't know if I can hit 3. Yeah, I got it. Alright, let's do 3. I'm gonna have to gear down already. I'm already in 7th. 7th gear, pedal assist 3, 18 miles an hour. That's about as fast as you would want to pedal. I mean, yeah. Otherwise, you're gonna be ghost pedaling by pedal assist 4, more than likely, unless you're the Flash. Let's see. We get to the top of this hill. See, without having a watt meter, I don't know if it gives you different wattage for each pedal assist level, or is it just a speed limit? That I don't know. This is a pretty big hill, and it dropped us from 18 to 14, and that's after 34 miles of riding. So, all right. Let's whip it around and do pedal assist 4, and then we'll do 5. Oops, here comes a car. The throttle is available at all times, which I really like that. It's downhill. No fair. That's cheating. Downhill. There you go. 24.8. Pedal assist 4. The acceleration has dropped off a good amount after 34 miles, but the top speed has not changed at all yet. It just takes a little bit longer to get up there than it was when you had 54 volts fully charged battery. Still not bad though. I mean, really, it's not bad at all. And that's top speed. Let's go up the big hill and see how much it drops. Drop down to 22 on the big hill. This is still uphill. I don't know if you can even tell, but alrighty. So yeah, I mean, maintains pretty good speed even up that hill, long hill. Yep. I mean, the only thing I could wish for, being as heavy as I am, is I had that about 750 watts right up front there, and I'm thinking about tucking a third battery up under here. They do make 3 battery splitters, so that would be awesome. I don't think the top speed would be any better, but the acceleration would be pretty good. It's not bad acceleration for being on 2 bars. I mean, that back brake's gonna be hot. Alright, yeah. I took my jacket off because it was super hot and humid. A little scary. Bare skin on the bike, riding with one hand. Oh well. Winter's coming. I mean, fall's coming. That jacket will be nice. And I got some motorcycle pants with the padding. So not too scared at 30 miles an hour. I mean, you can still get pretty hurt. That's for sure. So wear your helmet. Be careful. Alright, I'm out. Peace. Final range for the day. I did 36 miles. Still showing 3 bars. It's sagging down to 2 under load. So, tons of range. As much as your backside can take, in my opinion. And that's with no pedaling. Very little pedaling. So, here you go. That's your range test.